Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to see about chapter number 4, the remaining topics. So the last class we are discussed up to the various features of operating system, right from user interface, number 2 file management, number 3 memory management, number 4 process management. In this process management we have different subcategories. Then finally security management, then fault tolerance. These are the topics we have discussed in the last class and also the last video. And today we are going to see about multiprocessing. So what does it mean? It is also one of the another key features of operating system. Okay, so all the operating systems is one of the multiprocessing system. Okay, so that's what we are going to discuss about this topic. So this is one of the features of operating system. Why? Because it has two or more processors for a single running process. That means what? Two or more processors for a single running process. So processing is nothing but it takes place in a parallel. It's known as parallel processing. So what is the meaning parallel? Simultaneously, two processing or happen simultaneously. That is the meaning of what? Parallel processing. Okay, so two process should execute the command simultaneously means that is known as what? Parallel processing. So each processor works on different parts of the same task or on two or more different tasks. So in computer, the processor should make the different task, right? So each processor works on the different parts of the same task on our different task, whatever it is. Okay, so that's why we are telling like this is one of the multiprocessing operation. Since the execution takes place in parallel, this feature is used for high-speed execution which increase the power of computing. That means what? Execution takes place in parallel. That is what? Simultaneously two processes are executing some action. That time it will be used for high-speed execution which increase the power of computing. Okay, so these are the different aspects we can use inside the operating system. So that's what our operating system is, one of the multiprocessing process. Okay, yes. So see, this is a diagrammatic representation. So this is one of the CPU. So this CPU only the place to execute all the process. So the first one, process 1, then second one is process 2, and third one is process 3, and fourth one is process 4. So now what happened? Four different processes are working or executing simultaneously. So our CPU should allocate the job for each and every processor and it will be execute on the same time. So that is what? Multiprocessing. Simultaneously, multiple processes are executing inside the CPU. So this is the main another important features of what? Operating system. Okay. Yes. The next one is time sharing. So what is the meaning of time sharing? It is another important features of operating system. It allows the execution of multiple tasks or process concurrently. So that is what time sharing. Time sharing is very important to share the time of execution whenever the multiple process are happen inside the operating system. Okay. So for each task, a fixed time is allocated. Why? Because during the job scheduling process, the time of each and every process should be allocated by CPU. This division of time is called as what? Time sharing. Okay, so using the processor to allocate the time period of each and every process. The processor switches rapidly between the various processes after a time is elapsed or the process is completed. That's the main purpose. The process switches means what? The processor transfers rapidly between the various processes after a time is elapsed. So once the processing timing is elapsed means automatically your process should be transfer the action to some other process. Understood? That is the main purpose of what? This time sharing features. For example, assume that there are the three processes called P1, P2, P3. These are the three different processes and time allocated for each process is 30, 40, 50 minutes respectively. So the first P1 should allocate 30 minutes, P2 should allocate 40 minutes, P3 should allocate 50 minutes for executing these three processes. If the process P1 is completes within 20 minutes, then processors should take the next process P2 for the execution. So don't wait for the next time. Immediately, once the first process should be completed, immediately the processor should take the another execution action. That is the main purpose of what? This time sharing. So if the process could not complete within a 40 minutes, then current process P2 will be passed and switch over to the next process P3. So during the time period or during the execution, the respective time is over means immediately that process should be execute and automatically it will be allocated to the next job. Understood? So the respective time should be complete means during the running time, during the execution, the respective time period is finished or completed means immediately the process should stop the execution of the current process and it should be initiated to the next process as per the time period. So this is what time sharing. So how the time should be allocated for each and every process by the processor. That is the main purpose of what? This time sharing features. Okay. So see the diagrammatic representation. This is what central processing unit. Here totally 6 different types of users, right? So user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5 and user 6. Now the blue colored circle should be represented by currently the user 5 should be executing. Okay. Suppose as per the time schedule, the user 5 should not complete the process means immediately the user 6 should be executed or it will be executed. That is what. So during the allocation period, automatically within a time period, the process should be complete means it will be initiated to the next process will be start. Or else within a time period, the process does not complete means that time also it should be allocated to the or initiated to the next job. That is the main purpose of what? This time sharing features. Okay. Then the next topic, distributed operating system. So the word have a meaning, distributed. So what does it mean? This feature take care of the data and applications that are stored and processed on multiple physical locations across the world wide over the digital network, both inter and intranet. So that is the main purpose, distributed operating system. That means what? It will be distribute the action or distribute the job to some other systems. Okay, that's what it is one of the very good features in this operating system. The distributed operating system is used to access shared data and files. What is the purpose of this distributed operating system? It is used to access shared data and files that reside in any machine around the world. That means what? All over the world, any machine you can share any data or any file from one place to another place globally. That is the main advantage of what? This distributed operating system. The user can handle the data from different locations. Even a different location onwards, you can access or handle the data from various machines. The user can access if it is available on their own computer. Yeah, of course. So in this distributed operating system, what are the different types of advantages? Number one, a user at one location can make use of all the resources available at another location over the network. Yeah, yeah, that is correct. Over the network, the user should use all type of resources should be available in a various or another location. That is a first very big advantage. Number two, many computer resources can be added easily in the network. That means what? So many computer resources can be easily added in the network. So through the network, you can share the network or computer resources to some other systems. And it improves the interaction with the customers and clients. So what is the main another advantage of distributed operating system? It just improves the interaction between the customers and the clients. And also it reduces the loads on the host computer. So these are the different advantages of distributed operating system. Okay, so see the diagrammatic figure, machine A, machine B and machine C. So we have three machines and all these three is called as kernel. Okay, so kernel is nothing but what? Individual system client. So machine A having one option and machine B having one option and machine C having one option. Now distributed application, through the application you can do the different types of distributed operating system services. So using this network, automatically you can allocate the different jobs for each and every users. Understood? Yes. So these are the another pictorial representation of distributed operating system. So use the network, we can easily share the resources and files and handle the data from one location to another location easily. That is a very important advantage of this distributed operating system. So that's all about various features of operating system. It is very important question. What are the various key features of operating system? Ketana, you just note for all the informations, right? The next one, prominent operating system. What is the meaning of prominent? So prominent is nothing but the very famous operating systems are now follows the number one Unix, number two Windows from Microsoft company, number three Linux, number four iOS, and number five Android. These are the five different types of prominent, that is what very famous operating system nowadays. In this five, both iOS and Android, these two as a mobile operating system, mobile device operating system. It is for Apple product and this is for Android product. Apart from these two, these three should be desktop or laptop based operating system. Understood? Right. So see, the modern operating systems use what? What concept? GUI concept. Yeah, of course, graphical user interface. A GUI lets you see or use your mouse to click icons, buttons, menus, and everything is clearly displayed on the screen. And also, it is a combination of graphics and text elements. Yeah, of course, that is some features of what GUI. Okay, so OS can be either proprietary with a commercial license or can be open source. So whatever the operating system we can use, whether it is proprietary software or commercial license software. Okay, so what is that? Either proprietary means what? Proprietary is nothing but it is a licensed software. It is not a free software. Okay. The next one is what? It is another option we have. Open source software is also there. So what is the difference between proprietary software and open source? Open source is a free software. Proprietary is a licensed software. That is the difference between these two. The next one, each operating system, the GUI has a different look and feel. Yeah, of course. All these five operating system, the GUI look and feel is different. So if you switch to a different operating system, it may seem from unfamiliar at first. Okay, so these are the main things you know about that. So this is an iconic representation of different types of prominent operating system. The first one is what? Microsoft Windows. Next one is Mac. This is Linux. This is Clear OS, Symbian OS, Android. Okay, this is Unix, Java. These are the so many different types of operating systems nowadays are available in the market. Okay, so that's all about these prominent operating system. Understood? Yes. The next one is what? Classification of operating systems. So what are the different types of classification of operating system? Number one, so operating system having one is proprietary license, another one is open source free license. So the proprietary license is nothing but what? This is a paid software. You can pay the amount to install or store, download the particular software. Okay, if you want to use these type of proprietary software, you must buy from the digital market. So right from beginning, Microsoft Windows, Apple Mac OS, Apple iOS, these are the different proprietary licensed software. So no one can change anything, no one can update anything. That is what proprietary licensed software. Number two, open source free license. So this is the free license software. You can download and you can update anytime at any location. So what are the different types of open source free license? Number one, Unix. Number two, Linux. Number three, Google. Okay. So here, Apple iOS is a Apple-based mobile device, and this Google's Android is a Android-based mobile device. These are the different types of both proprietary license and also the open source free license. Understood? That's it, and that's all for this chapter number 4. Okay, so we are already covered all the topics from this chapter number 4, so you just go through it. The next class we are going to start chapter number 5. Okay, yes, thank you, love you.